In this video, I want to explain how to study composition by watching various movies and animations. If you need more experience or have little knowledge, I want you to watch this short clip from Ice Age Scrat Tales. It will be like an introduction to this video. Try to look at how the character is positioned when the story is happening. As you can see, character and environment placement have been planned to ensure that we, as viewers, get most of these short sections of clips merged in a movie. Each frame and sequence of frames are carefully designed to follow the story. Nothing is made aimlessly. In composition, we can distinguish many different rules. Many people like talking about the golden rule and more complicated stuff, but these are overrated unless we are talking about masters. But still, they always use more straightforward composition rules. As a beginner, I didn't even know something like composition existed in the first place. I was painting without a bigger picture in mind. And when I went to learn composition from tutorials on YouTube, I got myself into a swamp, being stuck. I started learning composition from a golden rule. That's also the reason why I made this video. You can be an experienced artist, but many beginners wish to improve, and they need to know where to start. If I were starting, I would want someone to show me easier to understand composition rule. I wouldn't get so scared of it if it happened. So, I will try to explain everything in an easy and fun way, one by one. There are many complicated definitions of composition, but think about it as what is in the frame and what's going on. Ask yourself, what is happening on the screen? Why are characters placed in their places? What is the story? It may take a lot of work to answer these questions. It was like that for me. I struggled hard with understanding of paintings. One of the simple rules of composition is the rule of thirds. You divide the screen into 9 equal parts using lines. These lines cross in 4 points. We call these focal points. What are the focal points, you may ask? These are the places where our eye is drawn the most. Placing objects there is more appealing. Look at how characters are placed in this short clip.
Almost there.
Master Haku! Where have you been? What? A human?
Let's go!
As you can see, characters were placed either on focal points or near them. Often the focal points are where the person's eyes are set. Another essential and simple composition rule is placing characters in the center of the frame or canvas. It is used for people with authority, like Thanos for example. They always have power and see a significant impact on the story. Using center placing makes them look more substantial. Another point to add is that if the main character isn't looking at the camera or is doing something, you should place them at the 4 crossing points in most cases. If you take a photograph or paint an environment, place horizon lines at the bottom and top lines of the rule of thirds. Initially, it may be hard to understand, but place your main objects at the 4 crossing points. The center of the room is booked for authority or teaching, like in documentary movies or tutorials. Look at this clip and think about what you learned so far.
Have it all morning, so let's hover over to the driving range and hit a few virtual balls into space.
Did you understand more this time? If so, then great. If not, don't worry. There is still a lot of time to better understand all of the concepts of composition. It took me months to understand it. Other things to keep in mind are balance and depth. When it comes to balance, it is pretty straightforward. Place only a few things on the side. People may not know what is wrong, but they will be able to feel that something is off in the frame or painting. Try to place objects so there won't be too many on one side. To find a balance, add objects to the opposite side of where the character is. There is also concepts like headroom and looking room. I will explain them in short. Headroom is a space between the character's head and the top of the frame. It is crucial in, for example, interviews or podcasts. You always want to leave some space between them, depending on what type of shot you are going for. Try keeping the eyes of the person on the top line of the rule of thirds. It isn't necessary and you can adapt it to your needs. The looking room is similar to the headroom, but this time we should place a character or a person, so there is more space to the left or right of where they are looking. Always try to give more space to where they look. When it comes to depth, there is a lot to focus on. We can start by blurring the background. That way we can remove distractions, create depth and separate objects from the foreground. You can place something in the foreground to showcase movement more efficiently and increase depth. For example, grass, a tree branch or other object. Depth is used to provide subject emphasis. Objects around a painting or a frame can be distracting if everything is in focus. Look at this movie clip after getting to know this.
Okay, we're missing one. Who are we missing? Oh, Mike Wazowski.
Thanks, Joe! Good luck finishing your crossword puzzle.
Sorry, Michael, I didn't see you.
That's okay. When I was on the bus, I found a nickel! I wish I had pockets.
Okay, everyone, partner up. Get your field trip, buddy.
Jeremy, you and me?
Remember that symmetry is everywhere. It takes little effort to achieve it.
Great choice.
Frame the shot to make it more symmetrical. Think about trying to frame paintings symmetrically using objects. Both sides should match each other using the background. Slight adjustments help to find symmetry in the paintings. Using symmetry can make the dominant subject appear more balanced. Having a focal point is very important. You only make a good frame or painting if the audience knows the main objects. Try to fill the plane. Eliminate unnecessary space. Fill the place without distractions. Use leading lines and symmetry or remove that space. As you can see, there are many different ways to make a dominant subject or character pop out. Sometimes using contrast or other methods. Try to think creatively and separate characters from the less important parts. Let's look at this clip.
No photo on an ofrenda, no crossing the bridge.
You know what? I'm just gonna zip right over. You won't even know I'm gone. Almost there. Just a little further.
Even though there are many rules, you can always break them. It is very cinematic to break them to communicate something. If you break the rule, make sure it shows what you want. With lots of headroom and little looking room, you can make character feel shy and petite, with no power and confidence. Composition is a series of steps to bring viewers' attention to the focal point, and rules can be broken, but they need a reason to be broken. Where you place a character in the frame tells the story. Check out this video on what perspective It is as similar in composition as other rules, so getting to know more perspective would be a huge help.